digital tools have really revolutionized the collaboration, the making teamwork, even across borders, faster and even more inclusive. So, for example, WhatsApp, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, they could enable us to do some instant communication and coordination. So at the same time, there are some AI-powered tools such as Descript, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Canva that can bring new possibilities because they amplify or they simplify the content creation, they can enhance the knowledge sharing, and then they can even empower community to tell their stories visually and interactively. So I want to know what are the tools that are used by many people in the Great Lakes region. I don't know if let me see if I can share the link so that we can see the Mentimeter what uh, other people think. Um, Let me share the screen in the chat. Yes, I think it is now in the chat. Um, Please let's respond to that question, and we're gonna see what is the most used tool for the Great Lake region youth. We can respond to the question using the link, which is in the chat now. I hope we can see the link. It allows sharing the screen. As I'm doing now, I'm sharing a screen of a PowerPoint. So share some files, and also you can go to breakout rooms like physical people. They can divide into groups. So on Zoom you can go into breakout rooms, and then you can also chat or you can chat the whole group, or you just choose people that you can chat with. So this will depend on you and what you are really going to do. But I see that it makes the teamwork easier, for example. And then you can see here on this screen here, you can see this is where you can mute yourself or unmute. This is for the video, and this here is for the screen. And then during this meeting, you are hearing something like recording in progress. This means that this meeting is being recorded, and you can record the meeting, and then you can review it. And there is an AI tool that can even generate a summary or a transcript here on Zoom. So it's really a good tool to be used, especially for teamwork, and many people use it also for peace building. So the next tool that we can talk about today is WhatsApp. Sorry that again the subtitle is not showing, but WhatsApp is a messaging and calling app that lets people connect instantly through text, voice, audio, video, and it's even now supported. It can allow large groups calls and even screen sharing, making it more powerful for teamwork. and social connects. Guys, did you know that now you can share your screen on WhatsApp? Especially if you see this first here, it shows like, especially not if you're on an audio call, but only if you're on a video call, you can share your screen on WhatsApp. And this is a really big thing that WhatsApp is doing this day. Also, you can see that on WhatsApp you can share options where people can choose according to a certain decision making. For example, you are choosing a day or a time where you have to meet. So WhatsApp allow you to make a pool whereby people can choose what is suitable for them. You can see um, on this picture down here. So of course, what's on WhatsApp you can send messages, voice notes, images, video, document, and even location, even your live location. Also, you can make voice and video calls into groups. You can even be around 32 participants on a WhatsApp call, and I think it is also not limited. If I can compare it to Zoom, for Zoom you have to really pay so that your call can be longer. But on WhatsApp, there is not really restrictions about it. So you can call for a long time as it's okay for you. Now you can also share the screen, as I said before. You can even schedule calls using like the schedule group call in advance with reminders and links sent to participants. So this is really an interactive app that you can even put some in-call reactions. You can also raise hand here as also in Zoom. You can raise hands, you can show if you are happy about what is happening through emojis. But you have to pay attention because WhatsApp and some other tools are not secured in terms of data protection. So you should be really careful. You should be aware that information that you're sharing here on this should not be really very confidential. Then let me talk about MS Team. I actually used I actually took screenshots of YENA on MS Team, as you can see. So MS Team is a collaboration and communication platform developed by Microsoft that brings together chat, video, meetings, file sharing, and even app integration in one place. So the instant messaging and channels, like I remember when I was still an intern at Graspede, we used to really chat to this through this app, and this tool is so very helpful. Like all of your message, they stay intact, and they have the date, like they have all the records, and then you can share the files. And you can see here on this picture down here, there's so many files that can be found, especially about the meetings. For example, you can share your meeting minutes, you can share every file, and even after a year, you can come back and download it in the same app. Can you imagine that? It's so very good in keeping files. So also you can edit documents together with your colleagues on this app, as well as you can have many communities. You can see the YENA communities here. YENA has communities on MS Team, but they need to know how to use them. For example, here you can see the admin, assistant communities. You can see the general comms, you can see the YENA link team. You can see that you can have a lot of sub communities as you can, and these allow you to know exactly where to find which information that you need. So in YENA, okay, in MS Team, you can see that you have different options, especially here at the left. You can see you have the meetings and then the communities and the calendar and the activities. So all of these icons, they have different meanings, especially here where you can see the meets. You just need to go inside and you can plan a meeting and then you share to put the link. Also here in the communities, you already see here the communities of YENA. So of course you can have different communities. On this calendar, you can plan and schedule which activity you have and also which meeting you have. And these are different activities. They can include conversations and sharings of files and so on. So also at the right, you can see here the post, the files, and the photo. So on the post contain the messages and even the links that you can send through the MS. The file contains the document, like here down here, you can see many documents. And then the photo, they're just images of what you can share on MS Team. So for me, I will really recommend people to use more MS Team, even more than Zoom, because you really can share the information. You can find it even later on. You can also record if you want. Record. Yes, and you can even send messages to other communities. Like, for example, Peace Club can send a message through MS Team to YENA. This is not something that you can find in Zoom or even WhatsApp groups. So MS Team looks special um, and more for team works and even peace building works. So I would really suggest people to use MS Team. Then if then you have MS Team again, you have other benefits. For example, you can use Copilot for free, and you can use all of these applications that you can see. For example, the to-do, who can make you a small list of things to do. You have Word, you have PowerPoint, you have Designer, which looks like Canva, by the way. You have the calendar and you have the Outlook. So you have even the Excel. You can access all of these tools if you have MS Team, if you're using it. Yes, and then I just want to introduce this to you guys. This is BridgeBot. Is a free chat bot. It is not AI tool, but it is on WhatsApp, and it was by Search for Common Ground. I don't you guys know about Search for Common Ground. It works most of the time the Great Lake region, and especially in Congo. So this acts like a companion to help social media users think differently about how to deal with differences by equipping them with skills and perspective on empathy, identity, perception, and non-violent communication. So you can learn more about this maybe during the YENA Youth Camp physically. I think, and I'm sure they might talk about this just in parentheses. You can really see how good it can be, especially in terms of peace building and nonviolent communication. Yeah, so these are other AI tools. I don't know if many of you know about Canva, which enable accessible design for presentation, campaign, and other community outreach. For example, me, I did this PowerPoint from Canva, and you can see how colorful it is. So, of course, Canva will give you more accessible designs and for your flyers, banners, and even a lot of things can be done on Canva. So it's just for you to go and explore. Another AI tool that you can use is ChatGPT. I don't know how you guys use ChatGPT, but you can see GPT is so arrogant. It tells you to ask anything, like ask anything, whatever you want. So, of course, ChatGPT supports brainstorming, writing, and multilingual communication. Yeah, so most people use it for information, like when they want to inform themselves about a topic. So they use ChatGPT. But guys, do not go and use this to do your homework, like you tell ChatGPT to generate for you a whole homework. Is so very bad. That is a misuse of this tool, so you have to pay attention to that. And it looks also like Perplexity. I don't know how many of you know about Perplexity, but Perplexity also provide quick and reliable knowledge for informed decision making. For example, when you go to Perplexity, it looks more professional than ChatGPT. ChatGPT actually looks like chatting with AI, but Perplexity gives you some precisions and quickness. So you can also go and try this. Please learn how to use this properly because these are AI and they can really not tell you the truth sometimes. These are just AI tools, not like dictionaries or a place where you can find anything you want. So you have to pay attention about promotions that it gives you. Guys, did you know that sometimes ChatGPT gives you it gives you the references that do not exist. It just think about the names of good journals, the names of good books and years, and then it makes for you references. But in reality, those information don't exist at all. So you have to pay attention, and this can just help you to brainstorm and teach you something, maybe that some real quick information that you want to know, or summarize maybe or paraphrase, but don't let it generate all the ideas that you need to use in your house. Okay, so yes, now you can see the scripts. I love so much this tool because you just have to have an audio and then it transcribes it to a transcript. So you don't have to hear the audio and then you write what it says. You just need to put your audio in the scripts and then poof, it just gives you the transcripts and help you not to write type anything that you hear from the audio. So in some cell phones, for example, uh, they have these recording tools that only can give the manuscript or I mean the transcript. So I think it's so good for using, especially during your collection of data. If you have some interviews, for example, you can use the script to transcript the interviews for you, and then it really makes easier your work. And then Killbot, I think I knew this when I was with friends in Rwanda, using Killbot to paraphrase and help your English to really look professional. Many people use it. You also have to pay attention. And guys, all of these tools, sometimes you have to pay for them, but you can also learn how to use them without paying them. But of course, they can be very useful for you. Yes, then are there any questions? If there are questions, you're most welcome. You can either write your questions in the chat or raise the hand to speak or use the microphone, I think, for people who are physically in the session. Yes, thank you so much. If you have a question, please go ahead and ask. Thank you so much. This is my presentation. I can see a question in the chat. Moses, I want to hear from you before I proceed answering the questions. I couldn't hear from you well. Could you speak and I hear from you if you're hearing me and if everything is okay? Because I saw in the chat, Missy telling me to wait, but I couldn't because I was sharing the screen. I couldn't see. So I just saw it right now. I want to know if everything is okay from your side, and then we can. Yes, thank you. Let us proceed with the answers. I only saw two questions, but if people have, also they can write it in the chat, or if they're there with you, then or you can raise their hand. You can ask the question. So I'm going to proceed with the first question. Lequel parmi ces outils peut répondre aux besoins, mais moins coûteux pour le forfait Internet qu'à de nous qui sommes étudiants? I don't know if you talk about the digital or the tools, but for the digital tools, I think I didn't talk more about Google Meet, but Google Meet do not really um, take too much of internet. So you can use it in case you have a poor internet. And the question in English was like, which one can we use for our students who do not have more internet? So which one is less expensive? So I would propose to use Google Meet because it also have some features, though it's not very professional like MS Team. So you can use Google Meet. You can also record, but you only have few time, and then the meeting will have to be um, cutting at some point. So you have to restart again and or do another link for the meeting in case you didn't pay for that. But for the internet, it really takes less internet than Zoom and MS Team, so you can use that. And for the other AI tool that I was talking about, your presentation, do you advise scholars to use these tools or read articles and documentation for research purposes? I don't know if I understand well the question. If you were asking me, if, for example, I can advise scholars to use these tools, or if they have to read articles instead for their documentation for research purposes. So, of course, researchers, they have to read. Definitely, they have to read because if they don't read, so how are they researchers? And then these tools, they just help you to facilitate you some results. They are not going to work for you. They are not going to read for you. So it is for you to read at first because, of course, you can ask some question for the sake of knowledge. For example, me, whenever I'm in school, and there is the lecturer talking about, for example, ontology. And if I don't know what is ontology, I go on ChatGPT and I ask, what do you know about ontology? And then ChatGPT will answer me directly, something like that. But I will not tell to ChatGPT to write for me my essay because I have to write the essay alone. What ChatGPT can maybe help me in writing is maybe to summarize some part of an article that I don't understand, so it can summarize for me or paraphrase so that I understand it in other words. But in no case, ChatGPT should really do the researcher work because that will then not make sense. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but yes, that's what I think. If it is not clear, please again write in the chat, so that I can know if you're satisfied with the answer or not. So I see another question. Vous dites aux étudiants de ne pas utiliser ChatGPT pour faire les devoirs. Alors, quel outil allons-nous utiliser une fois bloqués quelque part? So this person is asking, if I tell to students not to use ChatGPT when they are doing their homework, so which tool can they use when they are blocked somewhere while they're doing their homeworks? So I didn't tell you to use ChatGPT to do your homework at first. You don't have to use ChatGPT to make it do your work. That is wrong. So how did ChatGPT help you? Just to clarify things, for example, or to paraphrase something for you so that you understand it in other words, or maybe to translate for you so that you understand in your language. So it depends on how you're blocked from your assignment, but I think ChatGPT can help in many ways, to make easier for you to do your assignment, but it cannot and it should not do your assignment for your place. I hope you understand me. And yes, if there is another question, please go ahead. Is there anybody who has a question? I see another question in the chat. Quel est l'outil qui peut être utilisé pour consolider la paix et accessible à tous? Certains outils ne sont pas connus au village, par exemple. Quel outil ou moyen allons-nous mettre en œuvre pour consolider la paix dans le village? Certains coins en RDC, il n'y a même pas la connexion Internet. Yeah, of course. This person is asking which kind of tool can we use in building peace, especially in villages whereby the connection can't even reach. So you know that we cannot talk about these tools, especially if at first people do not have things like computer or phone, telephone, and especially in the village, people who do not have smartphone, they cannot then use these kind of tools. Yeah. So maybe this question can raise ideas of making AI tools or digital tools that can be used also in villages to promote peace building. But in this sense, I think these tools are only used by the youth who are connected with the um, smartphones, for example, internet, and all of these together make them uh, accessible, to these tools. But if not, then you know that it will not be possible for people in the village to connect themselves and use ChatGPT easily, or use Canva or even MS Team easily. So yeah, it is not really doable in some cases like that. So we have to be aware that these tools are only used in certain condition whereby you have internet and then you have a smartphone or a computer, then you can use them. But as you see yourself in villages, especially in the DRC, yeah, you can't find network easily. I know DRC, I'm from DRC, so even the network is difficult. That's why, by experience, I propose you to use, for example, Google Meet because it takes not too much internet, for example. So I don't know if I answer your question, but if you feel there's still a gap, please again write in the chat and I'll be here to answer. But also, uh, we can also research ourselves and learn more about how we can make this more effective together. Anybody has another question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was wondering, like, what danger comes from using digital tools normally in peace building?
Can you come again, please?
Like, the dangers can come from using digital tools wrongly in peace building. The negative impact.
Oh, yes. There are so many negative impact, especially when the elite or political leaders want to spread some rumors, for example, or the propaganda, or you know, the mediatic conflict, for example, that could happen is when people use WhatsApp and they don't know how to check the information if they are true or false. But you know that when people are in group WhatsApp groups, for example, they receive different kind of information, and everybody in that group have access to that information. I remember when I used to be in some group WhatsApp groups, the you will just hear a voice note of a person who is saying that people are being killed this place or that place and this and that, but there is no way to prove if it's true or false. And for naive people, if they don't know how to check if that information is true or false, you see that, for example, mothers, they're going to panic a lot and they are going to think that something is happening. They're going to have anxiety, and you know, they will really act very differently from that time. And then informations that are coming through our digital tools, especially I saw people are using Instagrams and TikTok and WhatsApp. We should really pay attention about that. We should really check the fact if it's true or false, if it is happening or not. Okay, so of course, there are really many dangers in using the digital tools, so we should really pay attention. Being an actor for change, give us a duty of checking information if they're false or not. We should always take information with critical thinking, knowing that they can be true or false. I think you understand what I want to mean. So the person is asking about ways of providing informations, especially in places where people do not have internet and tools. Mm, yeah, so also the person proposed that this can be debated through the youth camp physically. At first, of course, we cannot let people just because they are in villages to misinformation. I think it's our duty as young people, especially as focus for peace building, we should try to see what kind of ways these people can reach to information. because you know those people in the village, they have power. So we have to make sure also the information are written to them. But we cannot use smartphones and this kind of tools to make them access to the information. Um, in other words, we have to look for other kind of solutions for those people in the villages. Otherwise, if we propose only these tools, they might really miss information. But there are other many ways. For example, we can use theater or art to to give them information. We can use radios. I think people in the village, they always have radios. They love to hearing from the radio. So we can use the radio to make sure they have the information. We can also use the flyers to to show them the information by images. We can also use painting and drawings to help them accessing the information. I think this is what I can propose for now. But as you're also an actor for change, let us look for good ways to make sure they have access to the information. I hope you can hear me well, Kitata Delphin. I tried to respond to your question. Yes, as you said, theater, yes, but the languages have to be adapted. You're right. Yeah. A person in the chat is proposing that for him a solution to the lack of access of internet and tools in the villages. I think she or he proposed that they should include some IT courses in the educative system of people in the rural areas so that they can be able at least to use some tools. And then I hope by then they can also access internet. So also they can learn about the theaters making. I hope is that. Yes, Moses, did you want to tell me something? Laurent Bati was proposing that IT people should also go into rural areas and train the rural people for the sake of peace building so that they can be able to use some tools, for example, the smartphone, or when they access internet, they can also have access to information. Thank you so much. I think now Moses can go ahead with the question. Please, Moses, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to ask concerning the content creator, those who make money online. Can you
Those
hear
who
me?
make money online.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that sometimes they pass information which are fake in order for them to make money. Do you think this is the best way of using digital tools?
Yes, so you mean content creators like those one who make, for example, designs, flyers. That's what you mean?
Yeah, even those who can make videos, short-based videos.
Oh, so yes, I think there are also some digital tools to make videos, for example. I think you know better, like Adobe, or I think even Canva could propose some videos, which I don't know if they're really good quality videos, but at the same time, yes, I think the content creators can use AI tools. It depends on how they want to use them, but I really think they can use them. It's possible, and they can do that. I think that's my point of view, because if I was also a content creator, I would maybe use Canva for some flyers, for example. Um, so if there are no other things, maybe we can finish from here the session of today. Thank you for the media team of YENA and as well Peace Club. Thank you so much for organizing this session. Yeah, and then let's meet again next time. Thank you and see you.